Hello, dear listeners of Savadestan Ask podcast series. Welcome to another episode of this podcast. I'm Zeinab Pakdel and honored to be your host today. We also have Zahra Heydari as our guest. Hello, dear Miss Heydari.
Hello, Ms. Pakdel, and greetings to all our dear listeners of this podcast. I'm delighted to be here to serve you and our dear listeners.
You're most welcome. We're happy to have you here. Today's topic is about blood types and discussing various aspects related to them. I'm sure there are many questions about blood types for all of us, so let's get started. Miss Heydari, could you please provide us a general explanation about blood types?
Certainly. Blood types refer to the type of blood determined based on the presence or absence of antigens on the surface of red blood cells. The responsible genes for producing these antigens are located in our genetic makeup, making blood types a genetic characteristic. These antigens are proteins that exist on the surface of red blood cells, and if they don't match with the corresponding antigens in another individual, they trigger an immune response in the body. Knowledge about blood types is essential in cases such as blood transfusions, tissue grafts, pregnancy, and also determining the immune system capability for familial relationships and marriages.
Great. I wonder if you please tell us about the existing blood groups.
Certainly. Let me explain. Blood groups are divided into four main categories: A, B, AB, and O. These groups are determined based on the presence or absence of a specific antigens on the surface of red blood cells. Additionally, blood types are further divided into positive and negative groups based on the presence or absence of the Rh antigen, D antigen.
Can you also give us a brief overview of these blood groups?
Of course. People with blood type A have antigen A on the surface of red blood cells. People with blood type B have antigen B on the surface of their red blood cells. People with blood type AB have both antigen A and antigen B on the surface of their red blood cells. People with blood type O don't have either of these antigens on the surface of their red blood cells. Additionally, individuals who have the Rh antigen, D antigen, on the surface of their red blood cells are classified as Rh positive, e.g. A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive. And those who don't have this antigen are classified as Rh negative, e.g. A negative, B negative, AB negative, O negative. So we can categorize blood types more precisely as A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, O positive, and O negative.
Very informative. We have another question. Does blood transfusion have any specific conditions? What happens if the blood types don't match between the donor and recipient?
That's a good question. Blood transfusion is a medical procedure in which blood is directly or indirectly transferred from one person to another. This treatment is typically used in cases of severe blood loss, high blood pressure, emergencies, liver diseases, blood disorders, and these are wounds. Blood transfusions are usually administered through the veins. For this purpose, blood is first taken from the donor. Then, the collected blood, either in its entirety or specific components, is transferred to the patient. In some cases, recipient's blood may be purified and prepared using specific methods like cell separation or filtration to avoid any adverse reactions during the transfusion. Blood transfusions must adhere to blood compatibility guidelines. In the blood types don't match between the donor and the recipient, an immune reaction can occur, leading to potential problems during the blood transfusion.
Could you please elaborate on the issues that can arise due to the incompatible blood transfusions?
An incompatible blood transfusion, also known as blood mismatch, occurs when the blood being transferred doesn't match the recipient's blood. This mismatch can result from differences in blood groups, Rh factors, blood antibodies, or other blood-related factors. This problem can occur if the blood donor and the patient aren't compatible. Symptoms of blood mismatch may include fever, pain, redness, and swelling at the transfusion site. If the blood mismatch is severe, it can lead to serious issues such as low blood pressure, decreased urine production, bleeding, kidney failure, or even shock. Therefore, it's crucial to thoroughly examine the blood donor and ensure compliance with safety and health standards during the blood transfusion process.
Excellent. As the last question, could you please tell us about blood groups that are compatible with each other?
You're welcome, sure. Individuals with blood group A have antigen A on their red blood cells and don't have antigen B. In other words, individuals with blood group A can donate blood to groups AB and A and receive blood from groups A and O. Likewise, individuals with blood groups B who have antigen B on their red blood cells and don't have antigen A can donate blood to groups AB and B and receive blood from groups B and O. Individuals with blood group AB, due to the presence of both antigens A and B on their red blood cells, can only donate blood to group AB, but they can receive blood from all blood groups. Finally, individuals with blood group O who don't have any antigens on their red blood cells can donate blood to all blood groups, but they can only receive blood from group O.
That's great, but a question comes to the mind. Does the positive or negative factor of blood group have any impact on its transfusion?
That's a very good question. Yes, it does have an impact. For example, individuals with O negative blood can only receive blood from O negative and can donate blood to all blood groups because they don't have the D antigen. O positive individuals can only donate blood to positive blood groups and can receive blood from O positive and O negative. Individuals with AB positive blood can only donate blood to AB positive individuals and can receive blood from all blood groups, while AB negative individuals can only transfer blood to AB positive and AB negative and can only receive blood from negative blood groups. Individuals with A positive blood can only donate their blood to A positive and AB positive groups and receive blood from O positive, O negative, A positive, and O negative, while A negative blood group can only donate blood to A negative, A positive, AB negative, and AB positive groups and can only receive blood from O negative and A negative. Furthermore, according to the blood group algorithm, individuals with B positive blood can donate blood to B positive and AB positive groups and receive blood from O negative, O positive, B negative, and B positive. Lastly, individuals with B negative blood can donate blood to B negative, B positive, AB negative, and AB positive groups and can only receive blood from O negative and B negative.
Thank you for providing this valuable information, Ms. Heydari. I used some of your interesting facts about blood type compatibility. I hope it will be useful for our listeners as well.
You're welcome, Ms. Pakdel. I also hope our discussion has been beneficial. Take care.
Thanks a lot. This concludes another segment of the Savadestan Ask podcast, where we talked about blood types. We hope it has been informative. Well, one more of our podcast ends here. We'd like to tell our dear listeners that if they have any questions or suggestions, they can reach us through social media. We look forward to meeting you in our next distinctive podcast. Until then, goodbye!